Freestyle Travel. Hey everybody, this is the Freestyle Travel Show. I'm your host, Kenny Flannery, and I found Liz Stewart. Found her, tracked her down, sat down, talked with her, heard the whole story, which is something she's been wanting to get off her chest for a long time. If you know the name Liz Stewart, you probably haven't heard from her in over a year. And I'm going to guess you're probably pissed off, because she pissed off a lot of people. Damn. Pissed off a lot of people. So, alright, Liz Stewart, if you're a fan of this podcast, if you've been listening to it for a while, you might have heard her on this show, because I had her on just over a year ago when I met her, and she was throwing the March for Marijuana in Alabama. Basically, it was this, so she was on the show kind of promoting it, and we were chatting. She was going to throw this sort of festival, parade, rally, educational thing. She had all the permits ready. She was ready to shut down downtown Mobile and, throw this big event. And the idea was to talk about weed and be like, this should be legal. And, marijuana's been getting legalized all over the country, in the United States, all over the world, really. And she was going to be the spark for Alabama. It was going to be a big deal, and when April 20th rolled around, it did not happen. And a lot of people are pissed. A lot of people haven't heard from her. She dipped out, disappeared, didn't give much explanation. So that's why I have her here on the show now to tell what happened. And she disappeared. Even I lost track of her for a long time. I didn't know where she was at. Most people right now listening are just like, where was she at? And that's about to tell you all that right now. So it's a crazy story. It goes way beyond the weed march. It goes way beyond that. Like, she wasn't totally upfront with me either in the beginning. Like, and I, and not just being upfront or not, but I just learned a lot more talking to her now. So this starts with just a lonely girl. I mean, she's about to tell you all this in her own words. I just want to give you sort of a framing of the story so you know what you're getting into. But yeah, she was just lonely, by herself, didn't have a lot of friends, nothing, and just started going out protesting. And a lot of, shit was going on in the world, politically, culturally, and she just wasn't having it. And even though no one was coming with her, she was just going out on her own into town protesting some stuff. And somehow, some way, one of these protests that she did by herself got picked up by Now This. Now This is some kind of, I don't know what you call them, publication or a channel, something like that. And that video that Now This put out went viral. And, got something like 1 million views. So all of a sudden, Liz Stewart going out there. Obviously, she was going out there to protest to get attention. That's what you do. You want to be like, hey, this is fucked up. Like, whatever it is, whatever the cause is, be like, hey, this is, messed up. Like, pay attention. But I don't think she ever expected to get this much attention. Like, flip the switch. This had, carried some weight. So all of a sudden, a lot of people are paying attention to her, which has some positives, but a lot of negatives. And that's a huge part of this story. But in a way, she leveraged that attention for this weed march. So she starts getting this weed march going, she gets permits, but then the negative attention starts flowing in real bad. Like, it's not just negative internet comments, like people being dicks. Like, people are knocking on her door. Someone showed up with weapons. She tells all these stories. Like, actual threats. The weed march itself, politicians are piggybacking on it, trying to turn it into something else, and on top of all that, she went from being just like lonely as hell to having all this attention, a lot of this attention that she's misconstruing as friendship. These people are like basically trying to like use her in a way. I don't know how much of it was like actually malicious, but people are giving her way more attention, and she's going out and partying more. So this becomes like a story of addiction, drug abuse, alcoholism. And when April 20th rolls around, there is no event. 2 or 3 days before it, she canceled it. She let everyone know it's canceled. And people were pretty pissed off. There's a lot of money that was gone. You know, people would put money, and she bailed on these people. And I was one of the few people who actually knew where she was at. When April 20th rolled around, people were looking for her, and she came to me. So to put this in perspective, in terms of how I know her, I met her a month or so beforehand. When I first met her, she showed up. I was in Mississippi making bivy packs. Those of you listen to the show know I designed a backpack that turns into a tent. And I was in Mississippi making these things, Biloxi. And when I first met her, she showed up with a banjo player and a dude in a unicorn onesie. Like, let's go to New Orleans. And we partied in New Orleans. That's how I met her, just like a month before the event. She was in the thick of it still. But yeah, when shit hit the fan, somehow I was like one of the only people she could trust. She had no like real friends over there. So when she bailed, she came and hid out in Mississippi, and I didn't know what was going on. Like, she wasn't fully upfront with me either. But I wasn't going to turn her away. Liked her. She was cool. And yeah, she was there for a day or two, and then she moved on, and I'll let her say where she moved on to. But then even I lost track of her eventually too. And like I said, I was one of the only people who knew where she was at for a while. But then even, her addictions and stuff got so bad, and yeah, she'll get into all that. But finally, I caught back up with her, and she's been really, cautious about letting this story out, but she was ready to get off her chest. And I'll get into my recent travels after her whole story, but I'm with her now. Not at this very moment, but if you listen to the last episode, I was in San Diego. I was going to drive a friend's Jeep from San Diego to New Orleans, and I'm halfway in New Mexico and ran into Liz Stewart. Found her. And she was willing and, I think relieved to finally tell the whole story. She's incredibly candid and just lets everything out there. She doesn't hold anything back. It's pretty impressive that she's, willing to tell this whole story, some of which could be embarrassing. A lot of it is just hard to say. She just tells the whole thing. Very, brazen. She's good about it. So, this is her whole story, and it's pretty cool to get out there. Real quick before she tells her story, this podcast has no sponsors or anything, but I did just release my book, 6-Pack of Hitchhiking Stories. That's on Amazon, if you want to check that out. Gotta support this show somehow. Shit. I did write the book. It's cool. It's a good book. 6-Pack of Hitchhiking Stories. That's on Amazon. And also, I am on my way to Mississippi to go make those bivy packs again, like what I was doing when I met Liz. So if you do want a bivy backpack that turns into a tent, those are for sale again. I'm only going to make a few, though. So if you do want one, go to freestyletravelgear.com and order it now, because I'm only going to make a few. So check that out. So that's that. And let's get into this story with Liz. Just to put you in the place where it is. I got to Albuquerque here, which is where she is now. And when I got here, she was at a hotel room staying with a friend of hers who's in town. This guy Les. So you'll hear him. He chimes in a couple times, and he's part of the story too. He's part of they've known each other for 10 years, good friends, and he's playing a little guitar in the background at times, but also he's kind of a part of the post marijuana march story. And kind of there when shit went really wrong. Thought the marijuana march went wrong. Things got a little crazy. So, I think that covers it. This is Liz. Let's let her tell you everything that happened. Here we go.
I thought it was pre-recorded the whole time.
No.
That's
why the last few episodes
I noticed it went away.
Freestyle travel.
Oh, I noticed it went away. I was like, oh, what did he lose his clip or something? Like, you were saying it the whole time.
I guess that's a testament to my consistency.
Yeah, seamless. Like, I would have never known.
I'm gonna start doing that from now on.
Freestyle travel.
Actually, we should record something. We got enough instruments and stuff in here.
And I can sing, come to find out.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
So tell me everything.
Oh, God. Let's see. The last time I saw you, okay, we were in Texas. I dipped out of Alabama. I feel like I'm releasing an ebook right here.
Maybe.
So, as I'm sure everyone is already aware, the marijuana march I just really dropped the ball on that.
That's when we met, because you were in the middle of it.
I was in the middle of it. And I was taking your ass to New Orleans to go to a pot conference. And the fact that I blew off that conference to go, like, to Dead & Company and John Mayer should have told me right there, like, you have the idea, pass it on to someone else, and you just rock and roll. You know?
Pass the baton at that
I was
point.
like, at this point in my life, I'm starting to, like, embrace my rock and roll and not be like, all right, like, I'm going to do something morally great for everybody and change the world. I'm like, no, Liz, you just hang out. Like,
yeah.
So I was about to throw this 4,000 fucking person march in Mobile, Alabama for pot. And shit got way the fuck out of hand. Like, it got out of hand.
What happened in the end? So I guess, I don't know, I'm going to try to explain
We're going to start
this.
at the beginning because we're not going to jump to the end.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. I was set to throw this shit. I had, like, you saw me. I'm making calls, calling people. I mean, like, I put in all the work.
This is a march for marijuana in Alabama.
Yeah, and it's like this. It was about to be like this historical thing.
Yeah.
And because it was like 4,000 fucking people, and this had never been done before. And I'm just this chick that's like, I'm this random person that showed up and did this, pretty much. Like, no one knew me.
Yeah.
Like, other than like my Roy Moore like going viral thing. So all these people got to know me through that, basically. Yeah. And that's how people even like.
That was the Now This.
It was on Now This. Yeah, I was on Now This Her. And, you know, like Jim Carrey said, I hope one day you get everything you've ever wished for so you like realize that that's not what's going to make you happy.
Right.
It was kind of one of those situations for me. Like,
okay.
I always.
Like you had that viral video and you always thought, if my mood gets out
like if, but I think now it's like common to be like, oh, I should up and make a, you know, and it's okay to put content out there.
Yeah.
But I think like we're crossing a line where people don't think they've accomplished anything until they have a certain status of popularity.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And they put a number on that.
And they put a number on it.
Like I need this. If I put something that has this many views or likes, then,
I need 10,000 people to show up.
That's what the good people are getting. And then they get that and they're like, feels kind of the same.
Well,
or something. I don't know.
I was in a weird state of mind. You know, I was caught up in the whole like internet culture. But what I did do with the Roy Moore thing, I didn't do that for likes. I was genuinely upset about it. Very genuinely upset. It hit me in a lot of different places personally. It was super personal for me. And I talked to someone and they said like, what's your favorite piece of art you ever did? And it was my silent protest when I wore all black and just stood there by myself. That was the most amazing piece of fucking art I think I'll ever do in my life, other than that goddamn Pegasus statue. Because that's hard to compete with. Yeah. But no,
where did you do that though?
In Austin. Remember I showed you that big red Pegasus?
No, the all black.
Huh?
The all black.
No.
Dressed in all black. And standing there.
Oh, no. Okay, that was in Mobile. That's like when I got picked up. Like my story got picked up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because remember I talked about it like in our episode. I was like, I just stood there by myself. No one showed up. It was just me.
Yeah.
And I just like was in all black. But it was weird because like prior to that, I had been going through this phase where like I was like, I'm just going to wear black. For no fucking reason at all. Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to.
It wasn't because it's like theatrical or something.
It wasn't theatrical. It was like a personal like thing. And I even told like my boyfriend at the time, I was like, I'm just going to wear black.
Yeah, a lot of blue.
And I felt, because I felt the need, I didn't want to add to or subtract from my environment. I just wanted to be present. Yeah. And that's what the black thing was for me. Like, I'm just here. You know? Which people
camouflage?
tell me is not a good feeling, to be just like, I'm just here.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It would be a little.
but I was just there for like months, actually, like leading up to all this. I was just there. I held a sign up one time at the park. I was protesting by myself again because nobody ever fucking showed up until my ass went viral. Because y'all want to be in on like a little publicity scheme.
Yeah.
I pulled your card.
Yeah.
So, I was at the park one day and it was funny as fuck. I had this sign and some headphones and I was bored. So I was like, I'm going to go down there and just fucking protest something. And it's funny because like where I would protest was like directly across from the police station.
Yeah.
And so like I would stand there in the park with like headphones on and just hold up signs that were like passive aggressive. Like, to everybody. My sign just said, "We deserve better."
Yeah.
That was my sign. Like,
It's a pretty good fair sign.
that's a great fucking sign.
Yeah.
So, and it tells you a lot about the person reading it, how they react.
Yeah.
You know, so I swear to God.
Yeah, like what's going on
Like,
in the
okay,
world
like,
in their
what
mind.
do you think? Like, let's tap into your brain. Like, I bet that's a fucking shitstorm. So,
Fuck.
I'm standing there in the goddamn park with just a sign that says, "We deserve better." Like, man, this old guy caught me. This fucking old. He's already pissed off, like, about something else. You know, and sees my ass standing there listening to Alanis Morissette in the park, dancing around with my headphones in. You know, like, I was like, fuck that, I don't have anything to do. Like, I'm gonna do my civil duty and let everybody know that we deserve better than this shit. Like, I don't know what that looks like, but we do. So anyway, this guy comes unfucking glued on me, and he goes, "You liberal women are what's wrong with this country?" And I said, "You, sir, are the problem." He fucking left. And so, so I put my headphones back in and continued to stand in the park. Motherfucker.
That's all it takes.
Man, I have caught so much shit for this stuff. And like, and if it weren't like an interpersonal movement, I wouldn't have fucking done it, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
why
it
else
was
would
some,
you?
I
think some people do though. That's where people
yeah,
get
that's where they
confused.
fuck up. No, a lot of people just go out and do shit just to say,
Well,
"Hey,
then
watch
it
this."
numbs it down. So
Yeah, yeah.
basically, you have to hone into people's sincerity now. You can't just listen to loud
you
noise.
really do. And I was so fucking sincere, and I went through a lot of shit for what I did. I took a lot of shit. It was so fucking eye-opening for me that I almost lost my mind. When the Now This Her video was released, I did not read the comments. I wouldn't let myself do it.
Yeah.
It probably would have destroyed me at that point in my life. I was at a very, very low point in my life then, and I think that's what motivated me to even fucking do that, because I was just miserable. And I think, like, knowing that what was going on with that whole election was just kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, you know?
Yeah.
So I had spent, like, months not walking. I broke my fucking leg at on Fat Tuesday at Mardi Gras.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I wasn't even, like, wasted. I was, like, mid-trot trying to go home. It wasn't even, like, dark outside. And I fucking fall. And I, like, brush, like, the leg of my ex-boyfriend. He turns around and he's like, "Get the fuck up. What are you doing?" And I'm like, and I try to get up. Like, I tried to get up. And when I tried to get up, I just fucking fell. Like, it felt like my bone was, like, sticking into the ground. Like, it felt like I could feel the inside of my bones sticking in. I'll never forget.
I broke my leg
I'll
twice.
never fucking forget that.
I don't know. Even at 7 years old, I
Yeah.
forget like the exact.
I'll never fucking forget
Yeah.
that. So I broke my fucking leg, and I'm living with my ex-boyfriend, and it's so shitty. It's so shitty. I mean, we were like about to break up, and then I break my leg, and I can't work, so I can't move out, and so like I'm just kind of stuck there with this asshole. So that all played out. That was absolutely fucking awful. Like, finally started walking again. I'm living in my dad's house, who I'd been separated from up until I was 21. He had just come back in my life after 5 years when my leg was broken. I have to move into his fucking house. After my broken leg, I can barely fucking walk at this point. And I'm all fucking devastated. I'm a wreck. I'm living at my dad's house. Yeah. No one fucking knew me. I was feeding stray cats in the yard in my bathrobe with dying houseplants because I was fucking lonely, man.
Yeah.
I was so fucking lonely.
That's the time to pick up painting or music or something.
I turned my bedroom into an art gallery.
Yeah.
I started doing like all these different kind of like art demonstrations and stuff. People didn't get it. People didn't understand that it was art. They thought they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Which made it worse for me, you know? Like,
yeah, because then you're
putting
totally a lot into it.
Are you eccentric or crazy? You know, like, what's the line between that? Like, I'm an eccentric person. Like, you guys know, I'm a very eccentric person. I'm a creative person. I'm an emotional person.
Yeah.
You know, the first
I think
night,
the line is not knowing the difference.
Yeah. One of the women who had something against Roy Moore, somebody burned her house down. That place is crazy, dude. Like, it's out of hand. It's completely out of hand. But you know what? It's been like that forever. It's been like that forever. And that's why it's not progressing. Like, it's been out of hand forever. Like, I could tell you some stories about being a teenage girl in that state and being late for class. Like, I got written up one day at school. I had gone to this party. I was like 14. I'd gone to this party, and it was the first time I ever drank. So I drank, and I showed some guy my boobs or something. I don't know. Nothing major. I'm 14, you know? Yeah. And then I start high school, like, that following year. And there was this group of guys, like, upperclassmen guys, who were at that party. And when I had to go, like, a certain way to class, and they had to go out, like, the door beside me, and they would yell, like, whore and shit at me when I would, like, walk by them. So I started taking, like, I tried an alternate route, like, around the building, and I ended up getting, like, detention because I was late for class. Because I was trying to avoid those assholes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I came out better on the other side. Like, I don't know what they're doing now, but I think I'm all right. So,
yeah. Well,
I don't know. I'm not trying to compare or contrast anything. That's a whole different topic. Then I have this chick show up. This chick messages me. I'm so naive to all this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm not realizing.
The whole time you're saying this, I'm like, just don't.
You're
say
like,
anything.
don't do it. But like in my mind, I'm still just a regular fucking person on the internet.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a fuck about anything I was doing up until this point. No one showed up to my shit. No, I didn't have any friends.
Well, that's all it takes is one big spark, and then people hit that little follow button. All of a sudden, you're in their feed forever.
I had this whole fucking swap. It's a complete 180. I mean, and like I was so naive. If I knew then what I know now, things would be a lot different.
Yeah.
But you know what? Things are good now.
Things are good.
Things are good. I mean, look, things are good now. But they weren't good for a really long time. So.
Well, what about the actual weed march? Once you got to there.
Okay, so we get to the weed march.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how did it like?
It just fucking took
You just posted the event on the page, you said.
Yeah, I just posted an event on the page. And like, so I was at around like 200 people.
When did NORML get involved?
Around this time.
Okay.
Okay, so.
What does NORML stand for?
National Organization of Reform of Marijuana Laws.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it
acronym.
is. That's why they call it NORML for short.
Yeah.
NORML.
It's a good name. Most people know it.
That is a good name.
Yeah.
It's almost as good as my fucking domain.
Because especially that was like the narrative with pot. Like, it's normal. It shouldn't be outlawed.
It's normal. Yeah. Exactly. Like, genius.
There was
genius.
I don't know, some of the first that I remember.
They must have been smoking a lot of weed to come up with that.
Probably.
That's a good idea.
Probably.
So.
How did they find out about it? Though?
God damn it! All right, here's how it went down.
Were they just watching? I don't know.
No, guys. Here's what happened, and this is a crazy fucking story. I was like, "Fuck! I'm gonna have to get a permit for this." So I called my buddy. He drove me down to the police station. I went in there and like, it's so fucking funny. I went in there in like a Calvin Klein business suit, like ready to play ball. Like I like put myself up. I was like, "This is a board meeting and you're the chairwoman. Let's fucking rock!" Like I was ready in Mobile. I went to the Mobile City traffic department. I had to meet with them. They had to have a meeting with me for my event. But God bless the fucking Catholic Church, because a couple weeks before like I had to go meet for the permit, they threw a pro-life march, right? And it was like the same route I kind of wanted to take for like the weed march. So I get on their little page and I'm like, "Lovely event you all threw. I'm trying to throw a similar event. Could you please send me any planning information?" And then being the nice Christians, Catholics they are. They're like, oh yeah, we would love to help you out because it's a similar event, you know?
Okay.
And it is similar in the fact that I'm going to use all your blueprints, but same thing, different name, you know?
Yeah, it's just nice for everyone.
Yeah, so I lead with that when I get up to the police station. So I'm like, all right. I said, I'm trying to do exactly what the Catholic Church did last weekend. I said, only, here's the thing. And they looked like, when I told them, I said, my name is Liz Stewart. I'm the founder of the National March for Marijuana, and I want to hold an event in your city.
What'd they say?
They were like, dude, it's Mobile. Like,
I don't know how they would act like.
You fucking understand. We're like, anyway.
Yeah.
They're flabbergasted. They're fucking flabbergasted. I'm a little flabbergasted that I'm even in there. I'm like, what am I doing? I have like paperwork. I have like.
We got your shit together.
I was like, you know what? And I told him because I knew I was like, if they don't let me do this, I have a civil rights case. You know what I mean? I have a civil rights case because if you let the Catholic Church do it and you don't let me do it, you're discriminating.
Did you have to tell them that? Did they?
No, I didn't tell them, but I was holding that ace in the hole.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping they'd tell me no, so I could.
Did they give you any flack, or they just like giving you weird faces?
No. So like what I did, I presented to them. I was like, here's the deal. I told them basically the story that I told you about like how this came about and stuff, and how I like felt about it in a very professional manner. And the fucking chief of police, he goes, I wasn't going to let you do this. I wasn't going to let you do this.
He said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight up. They were not going to let me do it. But I could have sued them. Had they not let me do it, I would be...
But he let you know.
I would have made their heads spin around so fast. So,
okay.
So he goes, I wasn't going to let you do this. He goes, but after talking to you and the things that you've said in here today, I'm going to let you do it. I said, how much is the permit going to be? He said, $25. I said, let's fucking rock and roll.
Sweet.
So my buddy's out in the parking lot. I jump in the car. I'm like, they let me fucking do it. I said, they're going to let me do this. They're going to shut down the streets. The cops had to like shut down the streets. They have to go out and shut it all down.
$25, you can do that?
Fuck yeah.
Sweet.
So the cops have to go out there and physically shut down the streets so we can go out there and say we want to smoke weed.
That's a good day for them, too. That's a good day for everybody.
Hey, we would have broken even, like the city would have made some revenue, we would have made some revenue.
Oh, yeah.
We would have made some strides in a good direction.
Yeah.
When we get there. So they let me fucking do it. I get the permits. So I'm online at this point. I'm like, I got the permits. And once I had the permits, it was like everybody was like watching this, like we're not just going to show up. We got to make sure this is secure. Da, da, da. Once they knew I had that permit, they fucking lost their shit. I had some fucking guy was running for governor or something. He called me because my whole thing was this isn't a political event. This is a human rights thing.
Oh, but everyone wants to get their angle.
But they want to fucking come talk on stage. You know what I mean?
That's
because
the thing.
They want to make it political. But they did the same shit at the Women's March in Mobile. So they had different politicians up there. So basically it was like a Democratic rally, in my opinion, for women, which was tacky. That's fucking tacky. It's tacky to hijack a human rights event. And any fucking politician who steps on the toes of the people, because this was such an organic thing, it was beautiful. You saw it, in the process. And it was, like I said, it was going to be me, my friends, burritos, and pamphlets.
Yeah.
I was hoping Nevin would be there. He's a great protester.
Some people are just, have something going on that's really pertinent, and they're just so focused, an election, that they just don't even think about, the things that they're affecting. They will if you make them. If you just say, hey.
All you are is a vote to those people.
Yeah.
You are just a vote. Any politician, you are just a vote. You're either a vote or you're a platform. And I became a platform for a lot of shitty fucking people.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say names.
Well, they don't even know they're doing a bad thing.
I'm not going to say names because that's just going to get me in trouble.
Yeah.
But you know who you are. You know who you are and you know what you did. And so we're going to dive into that. So I get involved with Normal. And apparently there's a mix of different political parties in that organization because it's not a fucking political organization. Yeah. It's not a political organization. It's a human rights. It's a nonprofit. They're making it super fucking political, which I think is bullshit, and it really says a lot about those people. It does. Yeah. So anyway, this little shit gets to 300 people. I get the permit. My phone starts ringing. I have people like, this guy's like a campaign manager for this other guy, and he's like, let's meet for coffee. And so I'm all in there, and I'm like, well, nothing changes if nothing changes. I don't want to run for office, but I mean, fuck, if we're getting anything done, I will if I have to, you know, just in passing at Starbucks. So, like, they think I'm going to run against this other guy, and, like, they got all these, like, it was so immature. It was so immature and unprofessional. But these are people who are running for, like, district and shit like that. So, like, they're all on my shit. Like, I'm in the community.
Physically,
like, I'm out in the community buying groceries, and, like, it was fucking weird. So, I'm meeting with all these, I have no clue what the fuck these people are talking about.
Yeah,
you know?
who cares? Just like,
I'm like, I'm gonna throw a weed march. Like, do you know any good bands or like DJs or anything? Yeah. So I had gotten a band lined up. Certainly unsure. They're out of Mobile, Alabama. They're a beautiful fucking band. Go see them if you can. Anyway, they said they would come play, so I was like, all right. Well, then I met this DJ at the beach, and he's like, I'll fucking do it, you know, because he wanted the publicity too. Everybody that got involved with this, besides like myself and probably Normal, did it. Well, a lot of people in Norma did it for like political reasons. Yeah. They did it for political reasons. But like,
so a lot of it you think was just
everybody that jumped on board with me. Oh yeah, it was politics.
Publicity.
It was a popularity contest. And then so I noticed like after I went viral and like all this started happening, people would like tag me and stuff on Facebook so that I would show up on my wall. So if someone, my audience, that'd show up in my audience's feed. So they're like, they're tagging me on all this shit to like I'm like, okay guys, I get it. Like, you want publicity. Like, I'm not a promoter. Like, I'm not promoting other people's shit. And if I did, I'd charge you. Yeah. You know, like, I'm not your fucking free platform to get a couple likes. You know, like, I'm doing something. I'm doing something. I'm actually fucking doing something. Yeah, you guys aren't fucking doing shit. That was the whole thing to the protest too. Yeah. So my ex-boyfriend and I get.
All you did was post something on Facebook.
We got in this fucking argument about protesting, and he was super rude to me at the mall in front of a lot of people over protesting. And then I looked around like, all you do is sit around here and bitch. All these people just sit around and bitch. They'll type on a computer and say whatever. When the fuck do you step out of your house and say, I'm going to go do something about this, even if I'm the only fucking person that shows up? Who did that? You know? Yeah. And then the people who fucking yelled at me and called me names and screamed at me, I want them to know that I'm someone's daughter. I'm someone's sister. I'm someone's friend. I'm a person. You know?
Yeah. They think they're yelling at an idea.
They're yelling at an idea.
Yeah.
I'm not an idea. I'm not a fucking walking idea. Yeah. I kind of am a walking idea box. I think like everybody is. I think we all. Everybody in this room has that in common. You know.
Everybody projects ideas too. Just normal.
But I wasn't
saying something. So.
I'm not the Democratic nominee. Like.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just out here speaking my mind as a chick. I'm tired of people sitting on their asses and not doing anything.
I think this is where it got caught up because the whole marijuana thing has just.
It was about to take off, and I was talking to politicians.
Well, no, because that's been getting legalized lately, so now it's a political thing.
Yeah, so now
maybe it's
and it's not even that. It's a human rights thing. It's a medicinal thing. But politicians jump on board with it so they can get popularity and they can get votes. That's all it is. That's all these people are doing. Are telling people what they want to hear so they can get a vote. Yeah. That's all they do. All of them. They all invited me out to their shit. And before I would go, I asked them, like, are you in support of XYZ? How do you feel about this? I'd make them give me responses on the issues that I cared about before I even think about going.
Yeah.
Because they wanted me there. They wanted me there. So this fucktard running for governor calls me, and he's like, because I wasn't going to I said, no politicians can speak at this event. I said, if you'd like your name to be on a banner, you can donate. And we'll put your name up. I said, but you cannot speak because it's tacky for a politician to hijack a human rights event.
Yeah.
Tacky as fuck. It's tacky shit. So then they start calling me, well, I want to speak. Well, I want to do this. Well, I want to do that. And you should be doing this. I said, well, then you know what? Volunteer to take care of that aspect of this. No one did. So everybody wanted to bitch about what I was doing, even though it was something great. But nobody really stepped up to do shit other than to talk to each other and complain, which is like how all this got started anyway, because I was tired of that.
That's their main move, though, I think.
It's a coward move. It's a coward move.
Well, they just want, like, attention any which way.
Yeah, I know. Even the bad attention. You know? There's a major difference. In the meantime, I've hooked up with Alabama Normal. Well, then I get this fucking message. And this guy's like, there's a member of Alabama Normal who targeted a doctor who was performing legal abortions, put her address on the internet, put all of her personal information on the internet. And that's very conservative. Like, that's the kind of place, like, people shoot up abortion clinic, you know, because Alabama just did that whole shit where all these, like, old Republican white men got together and are going to jail people for having safe abortions. I don't know. That's none of my business because I'm not there anymore. So I got out just in time. And if there are any women out there who want to flee the state of Alabama and do something else, call me. I'll help you. Like,
yeah, you'd think there'd be a.
I'm gonna start an underground railroad for women to, like, flee this bullshit. Anyway, these politicians are calling me. So anyway, they tell me that they're putting women's information on the internet, and I already had people show up at I had a guy who was under investigation by the FBI show up at my house because he wanted me to forge documents. I had a girl who followed me on the internet show up at my house with all of her shit. I guess she thought she was gonna move in with me. And I told you I'd turned my, like, bedroom into, like, my own art gallery. She's grabbing my artwork off the walls. She's like, I need you to sign this because if anything happens, I can sell it for money. Push comes to shove, I found out she has, like, weapons on her. She's got, like, all this broken glass and razor blades and shit. So I'm fucking freaking out. Like, my dad showed up at my house and she's, like, in the driveway and she's like, are you Liz's people? And I'm shook. And I don't know what to do with her, you know? Like, she's at my house. And so I didn't know what to do. She stayed up all night. I had to take, like, saying crazy shit, man. And I was like, at that
just
point.
Shouting shit?
Dude, it was just crazy shit. And then, like, at that point, I was like, I don't know what this person is capable of. All I need to do right now is keep her happy. So I got her to get in the car. I put a fucking hat on her because she'd shaved half of her head off. I was like, I'm going to make you look so pretty today. Like, we're going to go out to the beach. Like, I'm just trying to, like, keep it together because I don't know what to do, you know? Yeah. And I've got someone that has had weapons on her. I feel very, I was afraid. So I load her up in the car, take her down the beach, and I just drive her around so she can, like, look at the beach. And, man, it was crazy. I was shook. That's when I left and went to New Orleans. Right after that, we went to New Orleans.
When we met?
Mm-hmm. Right after that, we went to New Orleans. And the guy was showed up at my house. That shit had just happened. I had to go file restraining orders against people. Like, people were threatening to... and I don't know what these people look like. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, you don't know... Like, my number had gotten put out there. They're like, you don't know me, but I'll be at your little event. You don't know what I look like, and I'll take you out. Yeah, I went to the police department. Like, all this is on record. And, like, you know what's weird? Like, 3 or 4 months ago, they text me again. And they were like, revenge is best served on a cold platter.
3 months ago?
Yeah, like, I was in Albuquerque, and they...
How do they...
I guess they still had my number.
Oh, you have the same number, yeah.
Yeah, I never changed my...
Yeah.
Now I put my number on the internet.
Well, it's not out there.
Yeah, that's true.
It's known that people who already know it still know it.
Right. So, anyway... They're texting me all this shit. So, like, 3 months ago, they texted me, and I'm fucking over it at this point. They're like, and these are just people who have nothing better to do, you know? So, like, a year later, they're like, revenge is best served on a cold platter. And I'm like, is this Craig? I was like, Craig, you crazy son of a bitch.
That sounds like a Craig.
And I said, hey, just remember, Jesus loves you, and I hope you have a wonderful fucking day. And so anytime they text me now, I just act like I think it's my buddy Craig and, like, continue on a conversation with whoever Craig is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. But, like, there's not really shit I can do about it anymore. It's just pretty disappointing that people are still fucking calling me. Like, get over it. It was an absolute... It was a disaster for everyone. I'm not just saying, like, people did shit to me.
Yeah.
Like, I played a huge part in that. It was a disaster for everyone involved.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that. It was a disaster for every fucking one involved. So anyway, so I had this huge, like, organic, beautiful thing going. And my thing was I wanted it to be an art demonstration. Like, and that's what I kept, like, kind of reiterating in our first episode. I was like, it's a demonstration, you know. So I wanted there to be music. I wanted there to be like lights and I don't know, I was trying to throw a fucking music festival, basically. Like, in summary, I wanted this to be a fucking music festival, guys, with educational resources. People can register to vote.
Yeah.
Come out and hug each other. And like,
you get people coming out for no reason.
We're going to see pictures of like kids that have been saved by this. A doctor's going to speak, and then we're going to fucking jam.
Yeah.
None of that happened. None of that happened. People ruined everything.
When did it go
I
wrong?
ruined it. People in general, we ruin all our good shit, like most of the time. So, back to what Jim Carrey said. You get everything you fucking want. I get my permit, secure the permit. I'm like, this is beautiful. Like, they're going to let me do this. Like, because I got 300 fucking people coming and I have to contain them somehow, you know? Yeah. Or I'm going to be responsible. Yeah. And that's my thing at this point. I'm going to be responsible. And then I get, like, in the car and I'm freaking out because I'm like, they have my address. They have my phone number. I'm trying to throw a pop march.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to get targeted as fuck. And that happened to that lady in Mississippi. Remember Christian was telling us about that. She got targeted and then she sued the police department because they weren't protecting her and she won. Because, like, they still have to protect you. Like,
well, isn't that the first part of their...
But you can't target me, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, people on the internet target me enough. I didn't have to worry about the cops.
Yeah. And hopefully most of the stuff on the internet is just people who say something.
No, I had people show up at my house. Because I was, like, past reading comments and shit. I just stopped doing that. Sometimes I would get on there and just, like, nag people or say something, like, witty or just be a bitch.
You gotta just say nothing. Or not even look at it.
I should not have said anything. Because people took that shit way too seriously. Like,
yeah.
They took it way too seriously. I had, like, people calling me on Facebook, like, all hours of the night. I had a man call me in the middle of the night one night. And he's like, I want to talk to you. So I'm like, I'm going to hear this guy out. Let's see what he has to say, because I'm sure this is rich.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, sir. And I'm like, I'm going to be as nice as I fucking can to him. Because at this point, like, everybody's fucking watching me. Everybody is fucking watching me. And I'm like, I'm going to be so fucking nice to this guy. And I was. But it was hard. It was really, really fucking hard to be nice to this guy. And the shit he said to me. It's been hard to be nice to a lot of people, but I did it. I did do that. So,
and then,
anyway,
how did the idea for the march start? Did you want it to be a big thing, or just like
I thought it would be fucking hilarious for me and these kids that follow me on fucking Reddit, because no one ever showed up to my shit. Like, even on election day, it was like me and these kids from Reddit, because no one had gone viral. It wasn't a thing, you know.
Yeah.
And then I went viral, and I was like, everything changed. Everything fucking changed for me. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. And you know what? It always makes me feel like bad for famous people, because you can't have a normal fucking life. You know? And luckily they have security and shit. I didn't have fucking anybody.
You said there was someone breaking into your
house? I had
house?
people show up at my home. I actually took you with me to meet a guy to give him his documents back because I refused to forge his documents. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
I took you and a guy with a camera with me to meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a guy show up with a camera.
That's right.
That's what we did.
The back of that, Miss May's bar or something like that? Oh, that back patio area.
Yeah. That was my patio, man.
Yeah.
So, like that guy, who I later on found out was already under investigation by the FBI, hit me up online, and I was dirt broke, like so broke, and hits me up online, is like, can you change my military status on my discharge paperwork so that I can get a veteran stamp on my driver's license?
Right.
So I'm like, I have the capability, you know?
Physics allows,
and forgery's kind of an art. Like, forgery's an art form in itself, and me being like this fucking artistic person that I am, I'm like,
took it as like
I'd love to do it. Let's meet up for coffee, you know? I'm fucking lonely. So I meet up with this guy for coffee, and he's like, I just want you to know, like, I think you're Batman, and da-da-da. And like, I was like, sweet, I get the cash, you know? Like, I can do this shit on a copy machine.
Right.
You know, I can just replace, like, cut out one square and put it over the fucking thing and copy it.
Yeah.
And it's done, and you're gonna give me $200 for that? Fuck yeah. I'd be a fool not to.
Crazy.
So, he gives me money to drop some off at my house. And that's around the time we went to New Orleans because he wanted the documents back. I actually told him, I said, look, I can't do this because if I were to get caught doing that, it would jeopardize like this whole thing I'm trying to do. You know? I messaged him. I'm like, look, because at this point the event had grown. I had like 300 people RSVP. I'm like, okay, I'm obviously getting like some people are paying attention to me. Yeah. I don't need to jeopardize anything I'm doing because I was very fucking serious about it. And I was very afraid. So I hit him back. I'm like, I paid him over Facebook Messenger. I was like, here's your money back. I'm not going to do this. And then I left to go to New Orleans. I left and went to New Orleans. So, which is when we went. So we stayed for like, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah.
So like when I was in New Orleans, he was showing up at my house. And I told him, I was like, dude, I'm out of town, you know? And he's like, I want my documents. I'm like, I can't fucking give them to you, dude. I'm in New Orleans. I can give them to you. You have your money. Yeah, it's as simple as me picking up a folder and dropping it off to you, but I can't because I'm in fucking Louisiana.
Yeah, physically it's
like,
impossible.
I'm at a fucking John Mayer show. Could you leave me the fuck alone? I come back. I take you to drop that shit off and the guy with the camera that dude. He starts this whole fucking online smear campaign.
He does after that?
Yeah. He had done it before. That's why he was all apologetic when we saw him at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah. He was real polite.
He was so apologetic. And I was like, because he had like, basically, like, while I was in New Orleans, I had given him his money back and told him I wasn't going to do it. I'm going out of town. Your shit's at my house. I'll give it back to you when I get back. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm in fucking New Orleans having a good fucking time. So, he has, like, all these people, like, I was trying to work with at the time to do this really good fucking thing. Man, he sent out, like, this mass message. People sent me copies of it. He's all apologetic about it. He just, and that was a cry for attention. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a big fucking tabloid. It just all turned into this big fucking tabloid shit. You know what I mean? Like, Liz Stewart has stolen government documents and she's exposing the secrets of Area 51 and...
Why are you exposing
Area 51? Shit, man. So anyway, and in the meantime, I find this, like, crowd of friends. I use that term very loosely.
Yeah.
That's like a Facebook friend term, like... friends, you know what I mean? Not like me and Les friends. Yeah. Not like me and you friends. Not friends.
Yeah. People you've been hanging out with.
It's people who were drawn to me because they wanted to be on Facebook, basically.
Okay.
And like at the time, I'm so naive. I'm like, because I told you I was like super lonely and shit. And so at the time, I'm like, oh my god, I have all these fucking friends. That was bullshit. I didn't have shit. I didn't have anyone.
You're just mistaking
attention
for friendship.
Yeah, I mistaked attention for friendship. I learned that the hard way. That was a very good lesson to learn.
That's a good one.
That's a great lesson to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
a lot of lessons coming at you real quick.
Yeah. Oh, back to back to back to back. You know, like I got out of this horrible fucking relationship. I went viral. I led this fucking women's march, which they turned into a Democratic rally, which was absolutely disgusting. And now this. And you know what? Like, you get online and you have all these numbers, you know, and like, oh, I got 600 likes, da-da-da-da. At the end of the day, all those people ever really did was like your picture.
Yeah, it was passing on.
That's it.
I liked the picture. It was cool.
How much substance does that have? I was telling them around, I was like, I want substance in my life. How much substance does, like, you tapping your phone have? Because that's all in reality what it is. This is a thing I like. Tap. Wow. And people get after that shit. Like, people really care about that.
Yeah,
There's
for different
really
reasons.
feuds over Facebook. Like, all these girls in Mobile, so they're all trying to, like, start up businesses. And so I got pulled in with all of them, you know, because they're like, oh, platform and...
Well, no, that's it. Some people find emotional substance. Everyone does, I think, to some extent. But then some people see this like financial pathway that it
They do see it as a financial.
And they literally might even have a number. Like if this photo gets 1,000, maybe they don't have a number, but they know if they get X amount of people.
I was on Now This Hurt, and I had close to 1 million views. I never got paid.
You don't get paid for that, but people know that like the more attention they get, they can.
Yeah, and people do that, but like, I don't know. I was never really out there trying to be like, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
But it came to a point where like I'm having like people are trying to interview me on their like Facebook morning shows. I'm showing up at all these events and stuff, and so like I had to put on a face. You know what I mean? Like I totally had to. Like I get all dolled up and dressed up and attend, and be this figure. But it wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like the me. I was when all that was going on. I was in the fetal position. I was in the fetal position on the inside. I didn't know what to do. It was bad. It was a very, very dark period for me when I left. And I came to Biloxi.
Yeah. Well, we met in March. So
yeah.
And then, obviously, April 20th was...
April 20th, I left town. I packed up 2 bags and I left my father's house. That morning, I had people beating on my door. Threatening to come in, like...
Well, because you said you called off the event.
Yeah, I called off the event like a few days before due to unforeseeable circumstances. And the circumstance was, I fucking panicked. I choked. I panicked. Like, the thing I was about to do was huge. I was about to do a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going to happen after that. You know?
Oh, I mean...
Well, because, like, okay, I'm about to shut down the city of Mobile, throw this huge fucking march. People are threatening to kill me at it. People are showing up at my house. All these fucking crazy things are happening. All these people are completely taking advantage of my platform.
So were you afraid?
And then, like, I get the message about the woman's shit being put on the internet, and I asked the guy, he was, like, talking very cryptic. And I asked him, I said, are you saying that I'm being politically targeted? And he goes, you are 110 fucking % being politically targeted. And, yeah, I was shook, man. So, like, I partied my ass off during that period, because I had all these friends.
Yeah.
Which you were there for some of that. Kenny partied
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, so, like, that whole, like... Man, they would take me to parties and, like, introduce me as, like, this fucking famous blogger and shit. I was never Liz.
Yeah.
I was never Liz to these people.
So were you afraid that, like, more fame would bring more of the bullshit? Or that, like, were you afraid of a more targeted...
that shit would have killed me. Had that... And you know what? I'm grateful that it happened the way it did, because had that event happened, I would not be alive right now.
Well, also, there was, like, that political angle, like, a more targeted, like, if you're... I don't know. Obviously, a target, no one's gonna... assassinate you, but someone might like...
But people were telling me they were going to.
Yeah.
And
like psychos.
Am I so... Like, what do? Do you laugh that off, or do you take it seriously? Because you don't know I don't know these people.
And when people are showing up at your house, you see the gray areas suddenly black and
white.
And
my father sat me down. My father took me out for dinner after that, because he rolled up on this girl at my house, and I was crying my eyes out. I said, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
And he took me out for dinner after that, and he goes, do you need security? He's like, what's going on, And I guess because he's, like, not really on Facebook or anything, and I never talked to him about, like, I just kind of, like, did my thing, Like, I wasn't, like, telling my, like, family about it. I was just, like, out there doing it,
Yeah.
And he's like, what's going on? And he's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, do we need, like... And I even, like, emailed this friend of mine who does security. I'm like, can I put cameras up at my house? Like... What do I need to do? And it starts with online privacy. So, like...
How do you mean?
I feel like I put too much out there to where people could come to my house.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, people can track down anything about you so easily now.
They can.
Just knowing your name.
I'm sure there are several people back there who, like, know exactly where I am. Like, the lady who's trying to send me snowflakes and cold platters and shit. She's probably in her basement going nuts right now. You know that episode of It's Always Sunny with Pepe Silva, where he's got, like, the board drawn and he's smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
There's some bitch in her basement right now, Liz Stewart. There is no Liz Stewart. All of these people have been asking for their mail. They all exist. Anyway.
Crazy. I was trying to find you for a while because you just disappeared.
I know. Yeah, you did try to find me, and then you, like, finally found me. You're like, he's like, you're like, I've been calling people. I completely dropped off the map.
Yeah, I was trying to track you down, and then I was at Christian's too. He's like, I don't know.
So that gets interesting. So I choke, I panic, I locked myself in my house for 3 days. I watched all the Harry Potter movies in those 3 days.
Oh,
I'd never seen them before. I was actually kind of sad when I'm like, oh, what do I do? You know, so push comes to shove, day of, people start showing up at my house. I call an Uber with my mother's credit card.
Yeah.
And I leave. I had 2 bags. You saw me on show. I had some artwork.
Yeah, you showed up with everything.
I left all that artwork there too.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still
as
there.
As far as I know.
Do you guys have the John Travolta painting?
It was there when I left.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure
cool.
it's still there.
I bet they have it. Yeah, they wouldn't throw.
It's still there.
No, I know them. They wouldn't throw artwork away.
No way.
No,
yeah.
it's there. That's
hanging.
cool. I'd love to see that stuff.
You had some stuff hanging in their living room.
Oh, they hung it in their living room?
Not that one, but there was a.
The one I did for Christ?
Yeah, and then the big colorful
Does it look
one,
good?
too.
Did they frame it? I bet they picked out cool frames.
That one, yeah. And then there was the one that you guys both did, you and Scully, that one night.
Really?
Like swirling everything around.
Oh, no, she did that.
She did the whole thing?
She did the whole thing.
Okay.
It looked like Van Gogh's Starry Night.
Yeah.
It was weird. She's cool, man.
Yeah.
And then I saw like some of her artwork that she started doing like after that. Like after we all got together and painted, and like the artwork she started putting out after that, I was like, "Go girl!"
It's pretty good.
Go girl! They're cool people. Anyway.
So, yeah, you came there. You were just there for like a day or a night.
I was like a couple of days. So
and then
Kit, who actually introduced me to Les.
Yeah. Because then you went to Texas.
I went to Texas. Yeah. She got me a bus ticket from Biloxi to San Antonio. So I hop on a bus with my 2 little bags. And I show up in San Antonio. I don't know what to expect. I haven't seen Kid in years. Yeah. Like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going on. I just knew that I needed to go. Like, I needed space. And I called my mother and from Texas, because I'd been off the grid. And I said, look, I'm in Texas. Here's what's been going on. Because I wanted to show the event in such a positive light that I never really talked about all the bad, corrupt stuff that was really going on with it. Because you don't want negative press.
Well, every event's got like hiccups and stuff.
Yeah.
But you don't talk about too much of it.
And I wanted to promote everything in such a positive light that I never was like, you know, this person is da-da-da. Because I didn't want it to be like a mudslinging contest, which it slowly started turning into. Yeah. And like I even had someone like from Republicans against marijuana prohibition. I guess she sent the wrong message. She meant to send it to someone else, but she sent it to me.
Oh.
And it was like her, like basically like bashing me because like I was a liberal because I did it off the Women Against Roy Moore page, the event.
Oh yeah.
Because I was just thinking it was gonna be me and my like buddies from there, you know.
Yeah.
And then it blew up. Well, then any time I
thing.
would post anything, it would post as Women Against Roy Moore, and then it'd just be a shit show.
Yeah.
Then it was just a shit show. And I'm like, I am not hosting this event. Like, it's separate from this. And like nobody seemed to get that.
I think maybe because they're on that page and that's just like one little fraction of their Facebook.
It's just this one little fucking word. So and they're like, nah.
Yeah, we came here for this.
Fuck changing. Fuck change.
Yeah.
You know? So
it's a weird thing.
People, and it was like I had to constantly deal with people again, like because, like I said, everybody's watching me, and I didn't want any bad press on this, because I wanted to get something done, and I had a vision. I had a huge, like I said, the bigger this got, like the bigger my vision became. I had this whole vision for this thing, and I worked my ass off for it.
Yeah.
You saw me.
Yeah.
On top of
you were always on the phone.
Yeah. And on top of dealing with all the bullshit I was dealing with. And then I had people who, like, even, like, artists, like, coming to me like, well, you can pay me X amount of dollars, and I'll come play your fucking event. And I'm like, I'm sure there's someone who'll do it for free. We got 4,000 people coming. You're nuts. Like, you know, like...
Well, like, money
and I'm like, even bands are fucking me over now. Like that chiseled away at my faith in humanity. You know, like when bands and artists are like, yeah, I'll do it for you, but you gotta, you know, pay, man. I did play the music. I sing everywhere I go now. I just figured out I can sing. Yeah. And you heard me downstairs. I figured out I could sing, and I sing everywhere I fucking go now. We were in Guitar Center earlier. I was just singing. I was standing in front of a microphone singing. This is the person who wore sunglasses their first time on stage because I was terrified of people. I'm in guitar singing. I got off the mic. I was walking around singing. I went to the guitar room, picked up a guitar, and started singing and playing. Because it's beautiful. It's fun. You're alive.
Yeah.
Have you ever been alive?
Have you ever been alive?
Kenny always says, Kenny will call me and be like, have you ever been alive? And I didn't get that. I didn't get that till recently.
Really? You got it.
Because I became alive. And I was like, this is what he's talking about.
There you go.
This is what Kenny's
Now you'll start saying it to other people.
I put it on my Snapchat last night, actually. I took a picture of, like, the buildings up against, like, the night sky. And I put in quotations, have you ever been alive, Kenny Flannery? And then today you call me and you're like, I'm in Gallup.
Yeah.
I was like...
I'm on the way.
And I'm like, Kenny's here. You get it back on Snapchat. I'm like, you just pulled up. The man with the plan, the guy from the quote, the goat.
The bat signal.
Yeah, it's the bat signal, always. So, yeah, so I choke. I leave town.
I saw you in Texas.
People were really pissed off. They said like it was like a burn the witch kind of situation. People were looking for me.
Yeah, so did you owe people money?
I owed them all money.
Yeah.
But the thing was, they couldn't donate without clicking a waiver, which surrendered their right to sue.
Oh. Well, that's
so
nice for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I made sure I wasn't responsible for anything. But I had spent that money way before I left Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Like, I was just...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those were my party friends.
So that was part of the panic.
Oh, yeah. I think in the midst of my panic, I was like, I'm just going to go party. You know? Like, that was my reaction to, like, my anxiety around this.
Yeah. Well, plus you have all these people that want to be social.
And I have all these people that want to hang out with me. And they're taking...
And that's the main thing. People are like, let's either get food or have a drink. And usually it's have a drink.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I was partying with the best of them. You know that. Like,
yeah.
We were just doing all kind of shit in downtown Mobile. And it's weird. Like, I mean, I had, like, people from the newspaper I was partying with. Like... It was unreal. I went from, like, sitting in my father's house with 20 stray cats to, like, remember on St. Patrick's Day I told you we had to leave that bar because someone was taking a photo of me?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like, it went from, like, me sitting with stray cats to that.
Weird. People documenting your public behavior, like,
man,
in a really direct way.
I was a celebrity down there. But I didn't get that. That's the part, like, that didn't register with me.
Yeah.
I was like, it didn't register.
So that's just full-blown panic, because money's gone, people dropping out. Could you have still done it? Like, or...
I don't think I could have done it. I couldn't have gotten it together in the time that I needed to. Because I panicked. I fucking panicked.
Yeah, because you still needed a production company.
I had this production company lined up. I had the DJ lined up. The DJ called me the morning of. He's like, what time do I need to be there? I'm like... I had to postpone it, like,
yeah.
You know, it was crippling. I was a wreck there. Remember I would get lifts everywhere?
Oh,
I would always get us lifts, because my mom had given me, like, her credit card number in case I needed a ride.
Okay,
so I was like pimping the system, you know, I was like, hey, if you go in and get me a pack of cigarettes, I'll tip you back, you know, and I was getting, like, food delivered and shit, so I'm just, like, pimping the system on my mom's credit card. She's pissed.
Oh, yeah.
I used that card to go from Mobile to Biloxi on 420. My mom called me. She goes, where the fuck are you?
It's a long
She's like, you could go to fucking Canada for $100 in a goddamn Uber. Where are you? You know? So, kicked it with you guys and went over to Texas. So, I go over to my girlfriend's in Texas. And then I get a fucking email from MTV.
Okay. Oh, right.
MTV tried to, like, run this whole fucking thing. I guess they contacted a lot of people that were on my Facebook shit. Because they called me and told me. They're like, MTV just called me about you. I'm like, yeah, fuck them. I'm not... They want to give me $1,500. I was like, you want $1,500 for all this content? Like, I have access to all that shit. Like, all those messages with those politicians, everything between... I still have access to that.
Yeah.
Because I have that account. I don't have it up. But I have all that information.
Yeah, it's not public.
So I'm like, okay, well, MTV will see me $1,500. I'm not a sellout.
Yeah.
I'm not a sellout. A lot of people would have taken that money and seen it as an opportunity to be on television.
Yeah.
Every one of those friends of mine would have been on there in a heartbeat, dude.
You got a lot of attention.
I said no.
Yeah.
I did a video interview with them. They ran a background check on me. And then when I saw, like, they're really going to show up with cameras, dipped, backed out.
Yeah.
Backed out.
What was it? It was a new reality show?
I don't know. Some series bullshit they have. I'm not with MTV. Like, MTV's garbage. Anyway, so MTV's trying to do some bullshit with me, and I'm like, ah.
How long were you in Texas altogether?
How long was I in Texas? So I left.
When did I see you?
You came out to Texas, yeah. It was right before I left Texas. Because I left Texas with Les.
Yeah.
So you leave Texas. So back to Texas.
Yeah.
So I'm living in Texas in this house with this crazy individual. She was an artist. She did like stone sculptures and shit.
Oh yeah.
You know her name. I can't say anyone's name in this. And I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But if you like to continue to listen to see if I do say your name.
Let's see
whose name I say first. Let's see whose name gets dropped first. I think it's gonna happen.
Have you said any names yet?
I haven't. Other than Christian and Skelly and
Christian Skelly and put on blast.
Ooh! Please don't.
Cool.
They are cool though.
They're fucking.
I don't think they're gonna get mad at me for saying that. No. They might. Shit I've been through.
They're off Facebook.
It wouldn't surprise me.
They're just tripping around having a good time.
They're so awesome. Anyway, I go to Texas. I'm in Texas. I'm living with this person. I'm sleeping on like pretty much a cot on a cement floor in her house.
Yeah.
Twin size. The roof is leaking. I'm just giving her money out the ass. Like you saw, she just keep asking me for here, like. And then I'm like, shit, all my money's gone. Lisa's like, she's got it. So yeah, I'm just giving her money, and she's like, bashing my job, and I'm like, you don't even have a job or any money. Like, she's like hustling artwork. Like, she's like, give me an advance for all this artwork. I'll make it and bring it to you. Like, I didn't like it. That's not art. You know, you don't use art as a means to like hustle.
Yeah.
It's a contribution.
People do.
They shouldn't.
It's like a different thing. I feel like you can, but you gotta know it's a different thing at that point.
Yeah, exactly. It's not art at that point.
Yeah, it's
a product.
Yeah, I guess it's a product.
It's a product. It's not art.
Be artistic, an artistic product.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like pure art is just.
So anyway, I'm doing all that down there. Started diving into different substances that I should not have dove into.
In Texas?
Yeah. So.
Anything crazy?
Yeah, I don't want to get into all of it. It was just bad.
Yeah.
So, fast forward, Les is like, I'm going on the fish tour. I want you to come out with me for a couple shows. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like, I definitely want to do that. So I take off. Where did we go first?
I
flew into what, Santa Fe or Albuquerque?
Albuquerque, yeah.
Yeah, I flew into Albuquerque. Let's pick
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, yeah. Because we went to Taos.
It was, we started off in Tahoe, I think the first show.
We did go to Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe was cool. I'd never been before.
Lake Tahoe's
So we road trip to Lake Tahoe, dude. We went through like Death Valley. That's when we went through Death Valley and all that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
On the way down from probably Tahoe back to LA, I think we did something.
Oh, was that what it was?
Was there a show in Tahoe?
Yeah.
At Harvey's Lakeside.
At Harvey's, and we stayed at Harvey's.
Oh,
we stayed at the venue, dude. It was super fucking cool. And our room had like these glass things that came out on the sides. That like the building was like a corner.
Yeah, we were in the corner room.
And it like stuck out, and it was like glass. It freaked me out. I kept feeling like the building was like, yeah, it was bad. So anyway, we go to the show. It was super fun. At one point during the show, I'm like crying, and like I hug Les, and I'm like, thanks for being my best friend. And like, it was awesome. So then like a couple days later, we were out on a jet ski in the middle of Lake Tahoe. Like,
yeah, there's all sorts of all that fun stuff to do, on the lake.
Yeah, the lake's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been out on the lake, just looked at it.
It was like, and at that point, I'm still dazed from like what I've been through. So I'm not even like enjoying myself at Lake Tahoe. I'm just laying in the sand. Unless it's like, I've rented a jet ski. Like, do you want to get on it? I'm just sitting on this jet ski. And then I look around, I'm like, oh shit, like, I'm sitting on the back of the jet ski during the summer on Lake Tahoe. Yeah. This is pretty fucking cool. And like, I'm all worried. I'm like, don't get crazy on the jet ski. I had a broken leg. And he's like, no, like, I'm just going to cruise you around, you know? Like, I was a fucking zombie, man. I for a long time.
Yeah.
So we go to Lake Tahoe. We ended up going to San Francisco. I got a guitar.
Do you drive from there or do you fly?
We drove. We did road trips the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So we like drove through Death Valley, which I didn't even know was a thing. So Les was like, yeah, we're in Death Valley. I'm like, what does that even mean? And then I realized what it meant.
Right.
Because I started driving through there and there's like nothing for miles. I almost peed on myself.
Really?
So Les and I,
fun.
in 2013, Les and I made a to-do list for 2013. So we'd actually stopped in Vegas, by his place in Vegas, on our way out to Lake Tahoe, and he found the list. And it was like all these things we wanted to do. So we took the list with us, and we're like, we're going to do all these things. And so I get out on the side of the road on Route 66 with my bare ass, scared I'm going to get bitten by like a fucking snake or something. I'm going to either pee in this Camaro or I'm going to pee on the side of the road. I make it to the side of the road, thank God. And then I just grab this napkin and I use it. And so then later on we realized it's our to-do list.
Oh.
I wiped my ass with it.
Damn.
So Les like brings me this great to-do list we have. And we're like, we're going to do all these things, and I just wipe my ass with it. In true Liz fashion, you know? Like, oh, really? This sounds wonderful. Wipe my ass with it. So anyway, we get through Death Valley. We go to LA. LA was cool. Somebody sold me sugar and said it was Molly.
Oh.
I was pissed.
Damn.
I went back to the hotel and went to bed. Like, I was pissed. So we leave LA. We end up going to New York. So we go to New York for Curveball, which is this whole thing in itself. So, and I got a guitar in San Francisco. That's when I started playing guitar, which has changed my life tremendously. Like, the fact that I can play a guitar, the fact that I can sing, like,
yeah, it's something.
There's a feeling in here, like, right now, just talking about that I cannot describe to you.
Well, that's what I think it is you can output so much that way that you can't.
I found my voice. Like, I found my voice. That's one great thing during the past year. I found my voice. Because I didn't have one previously. I came off as having one because I was speaking up for all these things, but I was at the mercy of everyone. You know, I really was. They had me by the balls. Like,
yeah.
Because if I made one wrong move or pissed the wrong person off, like, they could have burned my house down. Like, y'all are putting people's addresses on the internet.
People do that.
Because she's a doctor. So I leave Texas. We go on tour.
Tahoe, San Francisco.
I start playing guitar.
Where'd you go after San Francisco?
Like, LA. Did we go to San Francisco? LA after San Francisco?
San Fran and LA.
Yeah, we went to LA.
Okay.
And after LA, we came back to Taos. Because we went to New York. Oh, you went to New York.
We got
a Curveball. Curveball was crazy.
You drove all the way to New York?
No, we flew.
A couple months later.
Yeah.
Okay.
We flew.
So then we rented a car.
And we rented this car.
LA to New York?
We rented this car in New York.
Oh,
so,
I almost saw you there too.
You were going to be in New York?
Then it got canceled or something, right?
Getting into it. Let me tell the story, man.
The whole festival got canceled.
So we
because of rain.
We were decked out in New York. We were ready to go. We went to Niagara Falls. That's beautiful. Like, Niagara Falls is gorgeous. I was so jealous of the Canadians because I couldn't go over there. But they looked like they were having the Canada side's better. They have the better view.
I tried to go over there once.
They won't let you in.
I had a big backpack and they emptied it out and they just asked me a ton of questions. They're like, why are you going to Canada? And I was like, that's fine.
I didn't have a passport on me, so I couldn't get over there.
Yeah. I was actually trying to go to Michigan, but it was 100 miles to go through Canada versus 300 miles to go all the way around the lake.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, if you even have so much as a DUI on your record in, like, the past 5 years, they can deny you entry to Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, quick. So I can't get into Canada. Like,
yeah, I can't either.
But I was so jealous because they got the good view and the Canadians seemed all happy and cute. But Niagara Falls was beautiful. It blew my mind. So we're getting ready to go to Curveball. So, like, we're staying in this hotel in Buffalo. Curveball's, like, in this little Watkins Glen across the way.
Yeah.
So Les and I go to Walmart and we just load up, like, we're glamping, you know, we're going to glamp. So we have all this sweet stuff to camp with, snacks, like, we're ready to go. And we get in the car to go there. It starts raining and the phone rings. canceled. And this is during Les's birthday. So, like, we were going to be there on Les's birthday. It was on Les's birthday. On his 40th birthday.
You get this phone call? Canceled.
Yeah, canceled.
From my buddy Sloan.
We just thought they were fucking with us.
Okay, so
because it was a birthday trick or something.
The thing was, I was talking to Sloan a couple days before, and I was like, it's called Curveball. I bet the Curveball is it's gonna be canceled.
He called it.
About a week before, and then we get there.
He called it.
He calls me and he's like, it's canceled.
You cursed your own birthday.
Shut up. No, it's not.
So, like, Les's birthday, we were, like, sitting in a gas station parking lot with all our camping shit and our buddies, like, playing guitar, trying to figure out what we're gonna do. So I think a couple of our friends ended up getting flights out. We ended up staying in Buffalo for, like, how many days?
I don't know, maybe 3 or 4, something
it seemed like an eternity.
Yeah, we stayed the whole weekend.
Yeah.
We stayed, like, 1 extra day or something.
Yeah,
like,
so...
We stayed the whole festival length.
Yeah, we stayed the whole week of the festival.
But just hanging out in Buffalo.
Yeah, we couldn't really do shit, you know, because, like, we were planning on being at the festival, so, like...
Gotcha.
We go to Taos, to their house in Taos, and we're kicking it, everything's... This is when shit starts getting weird. So, I just, like, started, like, drinking all the time, like...
In Taos?
Yeah, everywhere, really. I was drinking all the time before I left Mobile.
But you were in Taos.
It was like kind of a coping mechanism. Yeah, so I'm in Taos. So we had been on the golf course one day, and I had been drinking, and like I blacked out.
On the golf course? How long had you been in Taos?
The last thing I remember, I was on the golf course and I was waiting at the 9th hole because there was a line.
Were you playing golf?
Yeah.
Oh.
I play golf.
Oh.
Yeah, I have golf shoes in there. They're cool.
Oh,
I love golf. We were gonna go golfing today, but it was just too damn hot.
Damn. Yeah, I've only done it once. It was pretty fun.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's a lot different playing sober. You know?
Yeah.
Because I was like that shit show on the golf course.
Oh,
which
really?
now I look at it and I'm like, God, that's so tacky. You know that drunk guy at the golf course and you're like, this is a decent sport.
Yeah. I don't want to be hammered, but 2 or 3 beers I think would be
Yeah, like just some casual beers at least when you haven't played, but like...
Just hammering whiskey.
People are just slamming. So I'm slamming drinks at the golf course at this point because I'm just... My drinking is out of control. I'm depressed. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, you know?
Are you drinking beer or just hard liquor?
I was drinking whatever you give me. Constantly. I could not go to sleep without a substance. I remember laying in bed in Texas one night and I was like, I was sober and I was like, I couldn't sit in a room by myself. Like, it was just, I don't know, like, it was all these, like, thoughts and my insides were, like, yelling at me, you know? I couldn't sit in silence. Like, there was no silence for me.
So you needed someone to talk to.
So, yeah, so I would just, like, black out, you know? And then I'd wake up, it'd be the next day, and I'd just do it all over again.
Gotcha.
So
that's what happened at the 9th hole? That's the
ninth hole. The 9th hole was the end for me.
So that's your last memory.
Yeah, so I'm on the 9th hole. I wake up and I'm in the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, so apparently I checked myself into the hospital in my blackout. So
So were you in a bed or something?
Oh yeah, I was all in there. And then I woke up and I was in there. I'm all pissed off, and I wanted some water. Well, like I see this blue button on the wall, and I like push it because
for water.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was still pretty trashed at this point.
I feel like I'd be getting up or something.
So I pushed the button and like it's the code button. So like the whole hospital staff ran into my room and I'm like, can I get some water? So anyway, Les probably has a side of this too. So I don't know. But here, this is just like where I was. So I'm in the hospital in Taos, and they're like, we're going to transfer you to this hospital in Albuquerque. And apparently, like, I told them I needed a detox, like...
Is this all happening in a matter of minutes?
Oh, yeah, like it's like a day, you know, like within a day. So, like...
How much time went... Did you find out how much time went on?
It's like a blur. I guess, like, this lady found me on the side of the road, and I told her to take me to the hospital, and it's a really big blur for me.
So was it...
There are, like, months that are blurs for me.
Was it the next morning that you came to and you were in the hospital?
Yeah.
Or the same night?
I don't know, honestly. It all kind of, like, runs together at this point.
Yeah.
So I end up in Albuquerque getting, like, into this, like, detox program, and I end up going to rehab. Because I'm like, I need to get sober.
In Albuquerque?
Yeah, like, at this point, no, I went to rehab in Espanola.
Where's that?
I don't even know. Like
Somewhere
they just ship me there. Like I'm just being shipped around the state of New Mexico at this point.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and I'm so like I'm still a zombie, you know? I'm just like traumatized. Like I'm just like a shell at this point. Like there's nothing. Like it's like the lights are on and nobody's home. So I'm just getting transported all over the state of New Mexico. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I just like a suitcase and a guitar.
You're just kind of going with it.
And I was like, cool. So they put me out in this, they put me on this like holistic like rehabilitation. It was like a big farm. They had like llamas and shit. I did a couple of sweat lodges while I was there.
You were with it at this point? You were like, this is what...
No, I was totally with it. I was totally with it. I was like, I was tired of my life.
Yeah.
I was tired of life. And I was like, you're going to live or you're going to fucking die. Yeah. Like, if you continue to do what you're doing, you're going to die. And if you want to live, you can't continue to do what you're doing.
Right.
So are you going to like change it or not, you know? So I go there. I stay there for like, I don't know, 60 days. It was cool. I met some interesting people in there. It was an interesting time, you know?
60 days altogether?
Mm-hmm. And, you know, I got to do sweat lodges.
Llamas.
The food was terrible. I swear to God, they gave me a tortilla with every meal. We had, like, Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes tortilla. Yeah. So I'm getting slowly introduced to New Mexican food in rehab because, like... Yeah. I don't know anything about that shit. And I was like, if I see another fucking tortilla, like, I'm gonna explode.
Are you eating any burritos and tacos now that you're
Man, I don't know. I can't, like, I'm trying to get on board with it, but it's not something I'm like, you guys have great burritos. I'm like,
Yeah.
Can I just, like, I don't have another option when I get a burrito kind of person, you know?
Yeah.
So, made the best out of it, though, you know? I took my guitar with me, so that's mostly where I was practicing guitar.
In rehab?
Yeah, I would just sit on this picnic table and play. I told them, they made me sign a waiver to like take it with me. I said, I'm taking this with me. And I was like, I'll sign a waiver. So they let me have it. I had to raise hell to have it in there though.
Just to have the guitar in there?
Yeah, like because music isn't helpful when you're trying to get sober.
What? Who said that?
At this therapeutic rehabilitation holistic center. You guys don't want music here? Like... Come on.
Did they have any rationale for that?
There's no rationale behind anything, Kenny. Like, it was just a mess.
I mean, at any point did you just want to get out?
Get out of where?
Of the rehab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I set a tumbleweed on fire while I was there.
What?
It was funny. Dude, I had this crazy roommate. She had, like, somehow gotten... Because, like, our little smoking yard was fenced in, like a privacy fence.
Yeah.
Well, she had somehow, for some fucking reason, brought a big tumbleweed in there. Mind you, this is in, like, September. And she's like, I'm gonna make a snowman out of these tumbleweeds. Like, how people will stack them and stuff, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm outside, like, just chilling one night, and those tumbleweeds are sitting there. And I just have this thought. I'm like, I wonder if those will burn quick.
Oh, shit. Was it a snowman? Did she make something?
No, they were just tumbleweed. Like these big tumbleweeds.
Oh, okay. I thought you like burned her snowman.
So I caught him on fire. Push comes to shove, I set him on fire.
Push comes to shove.
I just wanted to see if they burn, like, you know, like how like dry stuff will just like kind of like.
Yeah. How big was it?
It was pretty large. I had to flip it over with a shovel. It was so big.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I'll catch this thing on fire in rehab.
Was it taller than you?
No.
Okay.
And then like, so I'm trying to like make sure it doesn't go near the fence or anything. So I hit it with this shovel and flames just fucking shoot like higher than the fence and somebody walks outside. And I'm like, I'm so fucked.
Yeah.
Cause now what? You know?
Yeah, you can't just stomp this out.
So now what? So, and it's actually like one of the girls that are in there and she's like, what the fuck? I was like, I started a fire. She's like, yes! Anarchy! Cause we're all going nuts in there. Like we can't do shit.
Yeah.
It's an interesting mix of people because it's not people you would pick and choose to go to rehab with.
Yeah,
it's whoever's ended up there. And
is it a good blend of people who are like...
There are people who are like court ordered. They have to be there.
Okay. What percentage of people are like totally fine with being there?
They're there voluntarily?
Well, like they could leave at any time and they don't. You were.
Oh, I was. I was one of those people. Yeah,
okay.
I went voluntarily.
How many people are in there and it's like...
Everybody else.
They're being...
Everybody else.
Really?
Except for this one girl.
Okay.
Everybody else, they like had a case or like CPS was involved or...
Yeah. But how many of them would you say, even because they might have been in there legally, but still like been okay with
kind of
being
wanted
there?
to.
Yeah, now they're like.
I mean, at the
accepting
time
it.
when we're in there, when you're in there, everybody's like cool with it, you know. But what it is like when you get out, what happens? That's what it is. Like that's the thing, you know. Because everybody can go there and smile and fill out paperwork and go to class all day and eat food and lay around.
Yeah.
That's not hard to do.
I've been in places like that against my will.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's not a fun time.
When I was really young.
Yeah, that's
So,
not a fun time.
The whole time. Like, I tried to escape from one.
That's more detrimental than it is helpful. I end up moving into this house.
Oh, so what happens when you get released?
I get
at
out,
60?
I move into this house with all these other women. It's okay, so I move into this house. I can't say the name of like the organization.
Oh, okay.
So like it's basically like this sober living for women. So like
did you have to do this or did you
no, I didn't
ask
have
do this,
to.
or?
I didn't have to. I just like I needed to be somewhere safe. I needed the support. I'm stuck in New Mexico.
So is it kind of
so
like
I'm
I'm
gonna get my shit together. No, it's like an actual house. So we had a 6-bedroom, like 3-bathroom house.
Okay.
And
so you had your own bedroom or you?
Yeah, I had my own bedroom.
Yeah.
I had my own bedroom. I lived in the basement when I first got there. I remember my first night there.
Yeah.
So they dropped me off with my little bit of shit at this house. I don't know anybody there. I'd never been there before. And I knock on the door and I'm like, I'm moving in. So I go down to that basement with nothing. And I sat on this mattress. I ordered a pizza. I ate the whole pizza and just stared at the ceiling in the basement of this fucking house in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which I had never spent time in Albuquerque prior to this.
Except for
flying through, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why would I?
Yeah.
I'm coming to learn. So I'm here, I'm living in the house with these women, and that's crazy in itself. Because, like, you go into these places, and you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know who's in there.
You don't know, yeah.
You don't know what...
Were there any, like...
There were no criteria.
Curfews?
There were, like, no criteria to move in was the thing. So,
but,
like...
I mean, once you were there, was there a curfew or...
Oh, yeah,
were
you
people
had
keeping tabs
curfews.
on
No,
you,
no.
or-
But, like, it was prison... Like, it was a lot of prison culture when I moved in. So, it was like...
Well, what exactly?
It's like, I'm going to let you get away with this. And it was like everybody had to have, like, dirt on each other. You know, it was like, if I do this for you, you have to do this for me. You know? And, like, all these unspoken, like, codes and rules and, like...
Were you sort of in prison there? Could you go out to the...
We weren't in prison. Oh, I don't know. Was it in prison?
Well, I mean, like, were they keeping you there? You could go out into
No,
town.
I could go out and do whatever. It's just like I had a curfew and, like, I had to pay a certain amount of rent and you had to, like, meet certain criteria, like, being sober was one. You had to be,
like,
you had to be sober. Yeah, they can pee test you,
whatever.
breathalyze you. Like, it's accountability. You have to be sober. So I did that for 6 months. I lived at that place for 6 months.
Wow. So you didn't really have to interact. You didn't have, like, groups or anything. It wasn't like a...
No. People just, it was just, like, annoying.
Yeah, like any roommates.
We would have to have, like, a
you,
house meeting once a week.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
It was
stuff
always
like
a disaster, man. Like, nobody could get it together. And so I end up with all this responsibility at this house. Because apparently I'm the only person who can take a check to the bank or make a phone call. So basically you have a bunch of people that were living there that were doing nothing. You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They're just there because their rent's cheap. And as long as they don't use drugs,
they can keep...
they don't have to do
cheap
shit.
rent.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm out here busting my ass, like, taking care of all this shit. I did, like, an outpatient, too. I had to go to, like, this outpatient rehabilitation, like, 3 days a week. I was like, I'm done being a shitty alcoholic.
Yeah.
You know? And I am. I'm done being a shitty alcoholic.
Yeah.
I've wasted so much of my life into my potential being a shitty alcoholic. Because, like, a lot of bad shit happened to me, and I, like, filled that void with alcohol and shitty people.
Right.
We talked about it earlier. I was, like, talking about being alone and how I filled that void with shitty people. I filled that void with shitty people, drugs, and alcohol.
Yeah.
Most of my life.
Into your life.
Yeah, most of my life, you know? I did that for most of my life. I think that's what I find so disgusting about those dudes yelling at me in the hall. Because I was a 14-year-old who wanted to drink, you know?
Yeah.
I was going through some shit. And then I get detention, which makes things even worse, you know? People are shitty sometimes. Sometimes they're really shitty. A lot of the time. I'm learning to, like, laugh it off, though. You know? I'm trying not to
people get better.
Yeah, because I had to take everybody's bullshit so seriously for a long time. And now it's just like noise. I'm in such a better place now.
So that house was 6 months.
I lived there for 6 months.
When did you get out of there?
So I left there. I moved into my apartment in the beginning of June.
When is now? July.
July. Oh. I've been there a month. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
you're fresh out of this house.
So like I come to Albuquerque. I have a suitcase and a guitar and a SpongeBob SquareHead that I was gonna wear to curveball, but that didn't happen. And end up in this house and I have and the thing was like they would need this stuff done and they knew that it needed to get done, but if I didn't do it and it didn't get done, it was my fault.
Right.
I was pissed. I was so pissed. And then when I left, like I had to go like get my stuff. Somebody stole all my Tide Pods. I had like bulk Tide Pods. My mother had sent me like bulk stuff, like necessities, you know?
Yeah.
I had 2 like, I think my grandma sent me those, which makes me even more mad. Like big economy packs of Tide Pods.
Did someone take it or did they just pilfer it over time?
They took it. I went like in my closet when I was moving. And they were like gone. And then I started unpacking in my apartment and like half my clothes are gone.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Like I still don't have a lot of clothes. Like
when you're talking about the Tide Pods, I thought you meant you just like people were using them when they needed to do
No, they stole
laundry.
the whole bags and my clothes. They stole a bunch of shit. I keep like learning that things are missing as I get settled into my apartment.
That's the worst, yeah.
I'm like, where's that pink dress? I had the cutest pink dress I'd actually bought from my friend's shop in Texas while I was there. Wanted to wear that the other day. That's gone.
Damn.
Gone. Oh well. It's just stuff. It's stuff. You know, that's what I'm learning now. It's just stuff.
Yeah.
I'm richer now than I've ever been in my life, and I'm nothing.
Sounds like it's been a good month.
I have an apartment with a love seat and a bed, and I have a guitar, and I have shit to paint with, and a cat. And I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. And I'm not a raging alcoholic anymore. I made peace with a lot of things.
You feel good about it all, then?
I'm at peace with all of it.
Yeah.
I am. It took me a year. This is the first time I've been able to openly talk about any of this. It took me a whole fucking year to get through that shit. And I got to a point where I said, you are going to live or die. What are you going to do? Like, it got that shit, all that shit got me to that point. Live or die. Do it. I chose to live. And now I'm living. Now I'm alive.
Now you're alive.
Now I'm alive. Yeah. So.
And
it's not so much that I'm regretful, so much as I feel this sense of like empathy, you know.
Yeah.
I let a lot of people down. I let a lot of the thing was that what I didn't get is like what I was doing was so inspirational to people. I was like one woman making this historical move, and like I was igniting a lot of stuff in people, and like and I had to deal with a lot of shitty people, but there were a lot of good people too that like really wanted this to happen, you know.
Yeah.
And they could have helped. They could have helped a lot of people. And that's the kind of shit that chisels away at faith in humanity and all that. And I did that to people. And that's something that I still feel pain for when I think about it.
Have you reached out to any of those people?
Not yet. I told my brother the other night, I was like, you know, I haven't been ready to talk about anything. One, because I had to get myself together because I was to the point of like alcoholism that somebody found me on the side of the road, you know, so I had to get myself together. Like, I couldn't think straight. I couldn't even get the words. Like, I couldn't, like, this is, like, you're just now seeing me, like, to where I can, like, smile, like, where I am me, you know? Yeah. I don't think you've ever seen me in, like, my natural environment, you know? Because, like, I think New Orleans was pretty close. I was pretty comfortable in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But, like, then we were, like, with those girls, and that was, like, a weird vibe.
Yeah, it was
a weird vibe.
It's a different vibe. Yeah, from New Orleans.
I don't like it,
sure.
you know? I miss New Orleans so much. Paul hit me up. Paul's going to the Bahamas on the 27th.
That's the name.
And you're going... Oh, my God, it would be Paul's name. No way, it's Paul. That son of a bitch got me again.
Yep.
It would be Paul.
Nope.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite people. He's an asshole. Like, he's a major ass, but I love him for it, you know?
In a good way.
He's one of my favorite people. That's a friend.
Yeah.
Paul's my friend. Dr. Ming is my friend.
Yep.
They're great people. So he hits me up, and he's like, we're going to the Bahamas on the 27th. You should come. So, of course, my mind. So, me a year ago would have immediately found a way to get there. Because, like, I'm still trying to kind of, like, see if I can finagle it. But, like, the other part of me is like, okay, you have an apartment, you have bills.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, why? I'm looking back and I'm like, why can't I go get on that boat? You know? So I text Paul, I'm like, I really can't afford to come right now today. He's like, come out for football season, which I may be able to swing.
There you go.
But like the main thing right now is just being self-sufficient. You know what I mean? Because I haven't been able to be that.
Yeah. Well,
I just learned how to take care of myself. Like, it's like I feel like I'm kind of behind everybody else where everybody else is in adulthood. I never really had to like clean up after myself. Like it's like little stuff that I missed, you know? Because I like started drinking at a really young age. Like alcoholically, like from the jump.
Yeah. Just all the way.
Drinking very alcoholically. Yeah, A1 day one. All the way. And
now you made it.
I made it on the other side big time. It's funny. Man, and then like coming to this hotel and seeing all the artwork in here, I was like, oh my God. I paint pretty pictures. Like, and like for me to say like I painted a pretty picture, like it moves me. Like it's totally moving. Or even to say like I sing good. Like I can sing. Like you should hear some of the recordings we have, and I'm like, we're recording and I'm like, oh my God, it sounds so good. I'm just like in the middle of the recording.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
It
Once
is.
you get
Like,
these clicks and you're like, this is legit.
Yeah.
Whether it's painting or singing.
And sometimes I get real excited and I'll like trip up on the guitar just because I'm excited about like what I play.
Yeah.
You know? So
sometimes
it's like
cool.
a stutter. It's like an artistic stutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool,
so
it's expressive, you know?
it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels really good. It feels so good. My painting's coming along. You know, I have a pretty mundane job. It's nothing great, you know what I mean? But it pays my bills. It's helping me establish myself, basically.
Yeah.
Because that's helped me build my self-esteem. And I had horrible self-esteem. I've always had like really bad self-esteem issues. And I'm just now kind of getting, but I think that comes with age too. I'm getting ready to turn 30. So yeah, I'm just kind of at this point in my life where it's like take it or leave it. Here I am.
Yeah, this is it.
I'm tired of like having to cover up who I am to make other people feel comfortable.
Yeah, there's no point.
You know, if you're uncomfortable with me, leave.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
and the
we'll
people
set
who are
some
comfortable with me, I'll totally kick it with you.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like for a long time I've been very mean to myself to try to make other people happy. I never really. I did seek happiness for myself, but it was like all the wrong shit. You know, like if I have this cool leather jacket, if this guy thinks I'm hot in this leather jacket, you know, if I have a better car than whoever's posting their car on Facebook or,
right,
you know,
the stuff that doesn't actually matter.
The shit that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's all garbage. You know, after we're long gone, that shit's trash.
Yeah.
It's just more pollution. You know, like
pretty much.
It's just
passed around.
More fucking junk. So I'm in Albuquerque, dude. I was in culture shock, and a lot of stuff happened like when I was here. So I moved out here and by myself. I'm in total culture shock. I'd like never really spent time in a city in New Mexico before, and it's a lot different than Alabama, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
So
some things.
I'm in Albuquerque. I'm shell shocked. I'm like staying in this basement for 3 months at a time. My grandfather dies at the beginning of the year. Well, go back, Christmas. I spent Christmas here by myself.
Is this when you're in that home?
Yeah. So Christmas rolls around. I remember sitting on the couch in there and looking at the Christmas tree, and I'm like, this is the part where you're supposed to cry. And I didn't. I didn't cry. I got dressed, and I found some of my sober friends and got together and spent the day with them, which was cool. And I was okay. I made it through Christmas. And it was hard for me not to go home for Christmas. I wish I would have gone home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I would have seen my grandfather. My grandfather died in January.
Why didn't you go?
I just couldn't afford to go.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, my parents could have easily flown me home.
Yeah.
They just didn't think it was best. You know? Because, like, when I, like, where I'm from, for some reason, when I go back there, I'm never happy. Like, I always end up miserable, you know?
Okay.
Like, it's just not for me. Like, I've proven that time and time again. It's not for me, and I always end up shitty and miserable. That's actually how I ended up in Austin with Les. Had I not met Les, I never would have started painting or singing or playing guitar. You know?
Yeah.
And, like, those are the friends you want.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the friends you want.
They encourage you to do whatever it is.
Yeah, and they love you.
Whatever it is, that is you.
They love you. Your friends love you. And I'm learning how to be a really good fucking friend, which is something I'm proud of myself. I have friends now that call me when they have problems.
That's
And,
cool.
like, that's a good feeling. My mom told me the other day that she trusted me. And I was using her credit card to go to fucking Biloxi. My mom told me she trusted me the other day.
That's a good feeling.
I can't tell you what that felt like. My friend showed up, and I was talking to him. I was like, I want something with substance. And he's like, we've got 10 years of substance. I'm like, I know. Like, my friends that have substance. Substance is like you guys see me hula hoop and cry in that Airbnb in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Because I was lonely, so I picked up a unicorn, a banjo player, and a hitchhiker, and took them to New Orleans with me to hang out with an eccentric millionaire.
Yep.
And
then you feel something.
and I felt something. Yeah. I felt something that night. It was the first time I'd felt anything in a long time. And it was just like all you guys, like us in New Orleans, like just having people there with me, you know? I didn't know you guys. I picked up 3 people who took them to New Orleans with me.
Yeah. That's how we met.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. And then you guys become my best friends.
Yeah.
You know? And we do that through our stories and like the things we do together. And like, Les and I have done so much stuff together. It's crazy. You should do an episode with Les. He could tell you all kinds of stuff about me.
Yeah. I'll have to do it.
Ooh wee! He was with me on my 21st birthday.
After all the years, yeah.
Yeah. Les was there on my 21st birthday.
To do a follow-up episode.
Ooh. Do you?
Vegas bomb.
Oh yeah, I did Vegas. I'm not even. I don't want to tell that story.
Yeah, we'll save that for another one.
I don't want to tell that story. So yeah, so I get to Albuquerque. My grandfather dies. Then like 2 months ago, I've been going through it, and I'm proud of myself because I know I'm stronger because like I've handled this stuff with grace. I've handled it with a lot of grace lately. My stepfather, who basically raised me 3 months ago, he had a heart attack. And they went in, they did open heart surgery, and then I guess after the surgery had fallen or something like that, he had 2 major strokes.
Oh.
Yeah. He now has the mental capacity of about a 2-year-old. So in a sense, I lost my father. You know, he has permanent brain damage.
Yeah.
He's still alive, but like,
You can't
that's not him.
communicate.
Yeah, and today's actually his birthday.
Oh, happy
Strangely
birthday.
enough, it's his birthday, and it was hard for me to call him. I remember because he went to stroke rehabilitation, and I thought once he got out there, he was gonna be okay. Like that was the idea that I had. And he wasn't. He has permanent brain damage. There's nothing you can do with that. It blows my mind that somebody can be sitting on their back porch one day and the next day, boom. Like, my poor mother's world is turned upside down right now. But what's cool is I can be there for my mom.
Yeah.
I can
now
be
you-
there for my mother today,
Yeah.
which is awesome, you know?
Which you probably
And,
couldn't
like,
have done a year ago.
Yeah, no, I was a shitty fucking alcoholic. I mean, I'm going to have a sip of a beer right now, but, like, I'm not, like, unable to get out of bed or unable to function or
Yeah, or
not
drinking,
know
yeah.
where I'm at or who I'm with. I put myself in danger so many times. So much bad shit happened to me because I drank. Over and over and over and over again, I put myself in these situations just because I was a drunk.
Yeah.
I was a drunk. I like to do drugs and
But you figured it out.
yeah. I was like, this is not who I want to be. It's after I got sober, I sat down and I made this list. I was making a list called The Woman I Want to Be. And it was like all these, like, my ideal woman. What does that look like? And I started looking at it. I'm like, the woman I want to be. And I crossed it out with the woman I am.
Oh, there you go.
That's how I describe myself.
I like that.
And I became that, you know? I came here with, I have an apartment, like, I've worked hard. I've proven to myself that I can work hard. I've proven to myself I can work hard. I've proved to myself recently that I can actually paint good pictures. Like, I finally painted a picture I liked. I wanted to cry. Like, I painted a picture I liked. I started singing songs I liked. I learned how to play an instrument. That's the kind of stuff that matters.
It's pretty cool.
That's what matters.
Kind of born again in a way. So.
Totally. I think when you hit a point where you tell yourself, are you going to live or die? You are. You either die or you're born again.
Yeah.
You know, at that
Snap out of
point.
it.
Yeah, at that point. And I've made some awesome friends here, though.
Yeah.
Awesome friends here. Yes. And like you guys, my buddies always come through. I have great friends here. I'm doing sales for a phone company at this time.
Right. You're good at that.
It's hard for me to work for other people. I'm trying to get my art and stuff back on the deal because it was kind of taken off there for a minute. I want to do all that stuff because I was like innocent, just trying to do what I wanted to do, but like there are way too many other people involved. You know, like you saw it. Like there's just people in and out, and like
it's not even just middlemen. It's like sideways people.
It's sideways people. It's people. They had ulterior motives.
Yeah.
Nobody had good intentions for that. And
which is, I don't know.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's not my place to say right or wrong, but people.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of gray areas. Some people probably don't. They don't know.
They don't understand what they're doing to someone else.
Yeah, and they might not necessarily know that
yeah.
you're thinking of them as a friend.
Right.
And they're just like coming at you.
Because they never considered you a friend.
Yeah.
So they don't have that mentality towards you.
It's like a business transaction, but they're doing it in such a way that's so friendly and so consistent.
Yeah, it's finesse. It's what we call finesse. I got finessed by a lot of people. So, like, you have these people, they really, really, really want to be, like, internet famous. They want attention online, and it's like, but then, like, it's like, if one girl does such and such, the other girl's like, man, they hate each other. Like, they'll all get together and do some shit together, and they fucking hate it. I watched that firsthand. Everybody hates each other. Like,
why would you hang out?
Exactly. Like, I'm like,
so
but I would watch that from the outside and be like, I don't trust any of these people. Yeah. You know? Because let me tell you this, somebody who will gossip to you will gossip about you.
Probably.
Remember that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Whew. That's a lot. You can feel that shit coming out of me, huh?
But there's so many people in this world that you figured out. Like, you don't have to keep hanging out with those people.
No. I can pick and choose who's in my life today.
Yeah.
That's a power I didn't have before. I have a power of choice today. Yeah. I have a choice. I didn't have any choices before. I wake up and I choose to go to work. I choose to be a nice person. I choose to love my cat, you know. I'm not doing it because I have to save face or someone may smear my name or they might throw a protest against me.
Spin what you're saying.
Or spin what I'm saying. Or like put my address on the internet or bomb my house or, you know, bring some weapons over and cut me up. I can just kind of live. And it's so nice. It's so nice to just be able to just live. The person I was prior to April 20th, 2018 is not a person I know anymore. It's not. I'm a different person. I have to be, like, you don't go through something like that and not come out different.
Yeah.
You know, and it could be good or bad. I started to spiral downward. I started to take it in that bad direction.
Yeah.
Man, I got to, you're going to live or die, you know?
Yeah, you essentially hit the bottom.
I hit bottom, yeah. I hit bottom hard. I hit bottom real hard. I had nothing, man. And I was able to come here and make real friends. Not friends that just wanted to be on the internet.
Yeah.
You know? Not people that wanted to just control something for their gain.
People actually just becoming friends.
People who actually like my company and enjoy my personality and understand me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People who understand me.
Don't need to get anything from it.
And they don't get shit from me, and I don't get shit from them.
Well, I'm sure they do get
friendship, you know?
I'm sure they get plenty of stuff.
We get all kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the motivation,
you know? It's the friendship. Yeah. That's been a big thing for me lately that I've been reflecting on. I'm like, because like my mom told me she trusted me. Like my friends call me and like trust me, like when they're going through something and they don't have anyone to talk to, or and I'm seeing these people like I'm like, whoa, I'm that person that you trust, like that's crazy, man. Like it's but luckily I've started surrounding myself with people who get it. Yeah, and that I enjoy, you know, like Les gets it. Les is an amazing artist and musician. He's so good. Like he has been my biggest fan creatively for 10 years. And like anytime he like asks about me or talks about it, he asks how I'm doing creatively. You know? And that matters. It really matters. So I was happy when he told me Skelly was painting cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like that matters. Like you wrote a book. You're doing okay.
Yeah.
Like Kenny's okay. Kenny wrote his book, you know? And like I'm okay. I painted this picture that I like. That's what lets you know you're okay.
Yeah.
Not I have a fucking 4-story house or
unless you built it, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. I'm into building stuff now. Like I figured out in Texas I can build stuff. It was like a caveman using tools for the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I can just build everything I need. It's just a flow of like creative thoughts, you know, that lets me know I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll just phase out of the work too. Things will just happen like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
I
trust that it will.
Yeah.
I trust it either will or it won't. And then,
probably will.
I think it will. I don't know. I've been landing in cool spots, you know? Like, I land in really cool spots.
This means you're guiding yourself in the
right
way.
I am.
Even if it's subconscious.
I feel so much peace now. Like, I know I'm on the right track, and I'm right here, right now, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And I was thinking that this morning. I was, like, standing in front of the hotel, and I was looking up at the sun, and I was like, I'm exactly where I need to be right now.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Because I've never felt like that. I couldn't even sit in a room quietly, a year ago.
Yeah, that's a weird feeling.
Yeah, that's what it is. And now I'm just looking at the sky, and I'm like, I'm exactly where I need to be. And that's why I can paint pictures, like, because I have that clarity.
Your mind is free.
My mind is free, like, my soul's free. Like, I worked really hard to get through a lot of shit. This is like New Orleans all over again. Yeah. I worked really hard to get through a lot of shit. I had to deal with a lot of internal shit. And then I got thrown all this external shit. It was hard. It was really, really hard. It was hard for me to not do that thing too, because I put my heart into it.
Yeah,
I'd driven myself absolutely crazy trying to get that done.
Yeah, that's how I met you. You're constantly
just going, man. And anything, anybody, like any questions, I tried to please everyone, because I wanted it to happen so bad. I wanted it to happen so bad that I tried to please everybody else, and it ruined my vision. I lost sight of my vision.
Yeah. Well, in a way, maybe it's better it didn't happen.
Exactly, yeah.
It could have gone on and not been what you wanted it to be.
Yeah, well, and I look back, and even if it would have gone off like exactly the way I wanted it to, after that, what does my life look like after I do something like that? Yeah.
If it's it'd be way amplified.
Yeah. And like at this, and I'm already like having these issues with like alcohol and like substances and stuff, and I would have found me dead in a bathtub, like I would have been another one of those people that just burned out.
Yeah. And now you can probably handle it.
I'm never gonna throw another one of those again.
No.
This is not something. I'm not throwing any more events. Don't ask me. I will not plan. I will not do a damn thing.
I'm just saying, if something else random happens, not an event or anything,
life
has
thrown me so much shit lately. Between my dad, my grandpa, the pot marks, the fucking SBI, whatever. Like, I can handle fucking anything. I'm a strong bitch. I'm a bad mama jamma. Like, I picked my ass up, dusted my ass off, and got some fucking peace of mind. I go to the gym now. I've been in the gym for 2 months. Love it. I never thought I'd be that person. Like, let's go into the gym. It's like paying your bills. Let's, like not kicking guys out that are mean to her. Like you've overstepped a boundary and you have to get out of my house. You know how good that feels? Like,
yeah, not just, I don't know, letting it roll off or something.
Right. Not just like,
keep happening.
Right. You overstepped a boundary. I have boundaries now. I didn't have any boundaries before.
Yeah.
And I know, like, because, like, I don't let all those people just, like, I was carrying so much. Like, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. I was carrying all that weight with me, and it almost fucking killed me. But then I was reborn.
And stronger, yeah.
I'm so strong.
And you have more of a sense of freedom.
Yeah,
I feel it.
I'm so emotionally strong right now. I can feel it, too, yeah. And I get this feeling at times, and I'm like, man, I'm alive. And then, like, that's why I text you. I'm like, Kenny, are you alive? And you called me, and you're like, are you alive? I'm like, I'm alive.
Yes.
I'm alive.
All right. Thank you, Liz, for sharing that whole story. Right after that, she sung a song with Les, so I'm going to end the episode with her song, playing there in the hotel room. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. Wild ride that Liz Stewart's had over the past year or two. Whole life, really. And I'm excited to see what's next for Liz. As for me, right now, I'm staying with her here in Albuquerque. I got that Jeep, like I mentioned in the start of the episode. A friend in New Orleans, she moved from San Diego to New Orleans, so I'm taking her Jeep across, just to fill you in on that so far. Yeah, spent a little bit more time in San Diego. Gambled away some money like a dummy. But then finally that car was ready, so I picked it up from my friend's mechanic and drove it around a little bit, and then, really hit the road. So I went to Phoenix, caught up with my buddy there for a couple days. Had a day of easy work with him, so made a little bit of pocket cash there. That was cool. Shared some good beers. We brewed this stout, him and I, a while back. A big ass, like 11% stout. So it was nice to try that. It's kind of going off at this point, but it's always good to try homebrew beer. Yeah, I left Phoenix, and I made it from Phoenix to here in a day. So yeah, I'm here in Albuquerque, and a lot of that story you just heard, that was me hearing it for the first time as well as she was saying it. So I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit longer and then continue on to New Orleans. I might stop in Dallas or something. I don't know if I'll stop at all, or I'll just see kind of what happens. If anyone's on the way, just hit me up. I'll be going through from here to Amarillo down to Dallas on through Baton Rouge, I guess, to New Orleans is the direct route, more or less. So, yeah, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll keep cruising. Catch up with my friend in New Orleans, get to Mississippi, make a bunch of backpacks. Some people have ordered some already. Yeah, like I said, you can go to Freestyle Travel Gear and order one. I'm only going to make a handful, and there's already some that are spoken for, so... But you might get lucky. I'd love to make you one. And yeah, I'll go from there. I heard from a friend in Connecticut, guy I went to school with. He needs a car driven from Reno to Connecticut. So that's a possibility at some point this summer as well. Get out there and do that. But yeah, one step at a time. I'll just keep on enjoying Albuquerque while I'm here. Keep it moving. So... that's it, you guys. Thanks for listening to Liz's story. It's a hell of a story, and I'm sure she'll be on the podcast again in the future. We'll see what's new in Liz Stewart's life. So until then, I will see you down the road.
I want to sing the New Orleans song.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to try to start with the first verse. Love this song, man. 30 miles on the Gulf Stream, I can hear the south wind moan. Bridges getting lower, shrimp boats are coming home. The old man down at the corner slowly turns his head. He takes a sip from his whiskey bottle. This is what he said. I was born in the rain on the Poncha train underneath the Louisiana moon. I don't mind the strain of a hurricane. They come around every June. But the high black water is the devil's daughter. She's high, she's cold, she's mean. But nobody taught her it takes a lot of water to wash away New Orleans. I love that song.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.